Oh, how the tables have turned. Daisy has her e-bike in this car. We're in the car, driving to a bike ride. Outrageous. We're heading to the Pennines, cutting off a bit of the route, which would be a bit busy, and we haven't ridden together since September. I mean,
I've barely ridden since September, so that's not really that astounding, but...
We'll make up for it today with a 1000k ride.
1000k?
Yeah.
That's sauce, mate. I don't think my battery will last that long. Battery? Why did I say it like that?
Battery?
I don't think my battery will last that long.
So starting off today, at the edge of the Pennines, climbing out of Blanchland. Steep, steep climb. I forgot my sunglasses. Can I borrow yours?
No.
A couple of weeks ago, I did a video, first look at one of the new Insta360 cameras. And in that video, I missed out one of the main features. So today I wanted to take this camera out on the grill mount and see what this footage is like when it's in 6K widescreen. 6K, that's a lot of pixels. Clue is in the name, it is widescreen, so it's got that kind of letterbox cinematic look to it. The next segment of the video, a cinematic sequence of us struggling up hills. Well, of me struggling up hills on Daisy's wheel. I thought, now I've got a double on my bike, this would be easier.
Hindsight 2020, my eyes don't work like they used to. Maybe I should have, shouldn't have. Baby, I could have, couldn't have known. But next time I won't need.
I realise it's my first ever time riding the road in the Pennines.
Really?
I've only ever ridden the Wascally Way.
What's the verdict?
Fucking hard.
Bit steeper than the Wascally Way. A lot of the off-road routes around here are old wagon ways, so used for coal mining and obviously big heavy loads. They needed to be fairly shallow, so they were all built to be not that steep. The roads, however, they just make them horrible. Just one more horizon, Daisy.
I don't believe a word you say.
Wow, we lucked out today. Look at this. The sun is actually out. This out in the Pennines is probably the most hit and miss place you can go if the weather looks to be a little bit risky. But we've been lucky today. Look at this.
So lucky.
So good. I know I say it all the time, but we are very lucky to live so close to roads like these. Mega. Now, next job of today, getting lunch. That's not a job. Next actual job of today, getting home. I'm going to install some new wheels on my mountain bike. Specifically for mud. And oh, look at that. That's one of the best photos I've ever taken. I'll flash it up on the screen now. So if you like the footage from the Insta360 that you just saw, the cinematic stuff, and you would like to purchase one, then there will be a link in the description down below, which is an affiliate link. And if you click that link and purchase a camera through there, it means I get a bit of a kickback of revenue. It's a great little action camera, it does 360 and it does cinematic stuff as well. So really good if you're out riding and want to make your rides look good, which hopefully the footage did today. To be honest, you'd have a hard time making the Pennines look bad. Look at it. Ooh, mountain bike wheels. Very kindly sent over by Elite Cycling. So these are carbon. You can actually see the carbon weaves, pretty cool. 29er mountain bike wheels. I thought I was being clever because I knew these were coming. So I bought some cheap rotors. Well, they're Teppanyaki, so they're like tried and tested, they are good. But I bought them center lock, so they have like a spline in the middle, which you're not gonna fit these wheels because I didn't check them properly. So I won't be testing these or riding these this afternoon, but I will get some rotors that will fit on order. Right now I'm gonna finish taping up the other wheel and get these Hutchinson prototype tires on. So, these are, they're 2.35s. Don't think they're cross-country tyres. And they just say Racing Lab Prototype on them. What have you sent me, Hutchinson? The knobbles on them are massive, even bigger than the ones that are on the Toros, which I thought were mud tyres. Clearly, I've not done enough big mountain biking because these look absolutely massive to me. I guess they are more gonna be for fun rather than speed. 2.35 is slightly bigger than the tyres I've got on there at the moment on my lovely, clean mountain bike. But next time we hit the trails, I'll put these on, assuming I can get hold of some rotors, and have some fun. Thanks Elite for supplying the wheels and Hutchinson for supplying the tyres. I'm getting all right at setting up tubeless now, except for my non-scientific measuring process for sealant. I just put in like a squirt. Phase 3 of today, we are taking lots of stuff in this car to town. There's loads of bits and bobs that I've been meaning to take to the studio for ages, and I've got a lightsaber. The box is disintegrated, taking it upstairs because it's an Amazon one.
I'm bleeding.
Oh, you have to phone HR.
That's you, isn't it? It's a French lightsaber, apparently.
It's a plug-in lightsaber, so...
This is what they have in Star Wars.
But in Star Wars they edit out the plugs.
Oh, it's so bright. Do you really trust me with this? Why have I done French?
You're really going to upset the French people that watch these videos. So the plan is, can you hold this up just above the tools? And I think that will look really cool. So I better end today's video with a little bit on this, because I know you guys will ask. First proper ride this morning with the weird AliExpress group set. And what are my first impressions? Well, overall pretty good. I didn't really think about it while I was riding, so that's a good sign. There was a couple of little niggles. Now maybe this is just me, but when I hold on to these shifters, I move my hands around quite a bit. The longer the ride is, the more of a problem this is going to become. This little circle, which is the pivot point for the lever, it's sharp. I think it's just the end of a bolt, but it's just not finished that nicely. So, I mean, it's not going to cut you or anything, but it's sharp enough to notice when you're riding. And if you were to do like 5 hours on this, then it's going to hurt your hands. Now, the bolt on the other shifter doesn't do this. It's recessed a little bit more. So this might be a case of kind of potluck if you do buy a group set like this. So a bit disappointing. That is annoying. Potentially you could file it down, but it's not what you want to be doing when you've just bought a group set. So a minor annoyance and the first real negative that I've seen about this. Other than that, shifting was good. Brakes are definitely bedded in now, so they've got a little bit stronger. They are still spongy, but definitely safe. We had some long, fast descents in the Pennines, like some quite steep hills, and they were absolutely fine. Finally, I did treat this chain. I put some Momum wax on it. As I said in the overview video, the chain turns up completely dry. So if you're a wax person, like you do the pot of wax thing, it's a perfect starting point for that. You don't have to clean the chain first. And in this case, I just used the squirty wax, which is in a bottle like this. Significantly less work than boiling a pot on the hob and dipping the chain in, and it seems to have done the trick pretty well. Obviously you still get the benefits of having a very clean system, potentially not as fast though as if you were to do it in a pot on the hob and stuff. Maybe that's the thing for a future video. Overall though, a great first proper ride with that one minor niggle. If anything else comes up, I will update these videos and then I'll do a proper 1,000-mile test video in a few weeks time, or however long it takes me to ride 1,000 miles. Probably quite a long time based on the amount of riding I've been doing recently.